So, have you ever wanted to take your friendly neighborhood Totoro and then see what happens when a Ditto transforms into it? Well, today on Alicia Makes Toys, we can do just that. And so we're going to be making a Ditto Totoro, so stay tuned. So first, I actually drew the Ditto Totoro and printed it to size so I have a reference moving forward. And then I take some Reynolds wrap and I start balling it to around 80 or 90% of the size of the body of the Totoro. And we go a little bit smaller so you have room to grow as you put sculpting on top. Nice, that looks really good. So now we can put some Sculpey on top of the aluminum foil or whatever polymer clay you have on hand. And then blend, blend, blend until it kind of looks like a rock. And then you're kind of good to go. Make sure to poke some holes in the back so that when you bake it, it doesn't give you weird air bubbles. And then you bake. I then take some gray Sculpey clay, which I mix black Primo and white Primo clay together to form this color, and then I cover my rock until it looks like a rock. Nice. And then I baked it again. And all this so I can wet sand it to make it nice and smooth. And so now you can have a smooth rock. Now if you're a better sculptor, you really don't need to do this, but I am not, so I do this. And now I add some clay to the back to form the butt of Totoro. And blend in the clay until you're nice and happy and it's around the right size of the butt of Totoro. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then I take a ball of gray clay and attach it to the butt to make the tail. And then you blend in the tail into the butt using various tools, like this silicone tool. And maybe your fingers. Whatever works for you. Now, to form the ears, take a cylinder that's roughly the size of the ears and then start rolling the tip of it so it becomes nice and smooth, so it looks a little bit like a bunny ear. And then actually cut it down a little bit more. And I roll out the bottom too so that it can taper down. And then I press it so that it's a little easier to blend into the figurine later. And then I roughly place where I want the ears to go. And then when I'm happy with the ear's location, I blend it in. I also use my fingers to kind of make indents at the bottom of the ear so it can make a more funky looking ear shape. Alright, so now for the belly. I roll out some white Primo clay to the pasta roller setting of 3 and use a cookie cutter to cut out a rough circle shape. I then place it on the Totoro. I then gently pat it in. So when I'm done patting it in, I take a small knife to then cut off the excess. Now to make Totoro's stubby little arm, just take a cylinder and blend in the top so it's nice and smooth. And then press in the other side so that's easy to blend into his stubby little body. Now take the arms and roughly place them where you want them to go. And then I use my fingers to blend, blend, blend. To make the tummy arrows, take 2 small gray pill-sized pieces and just attach them like so. And then blend in the seam. To make the eyes, I take 2 small black pieces of clay and then place them roughly where I want them to go. And then pat it down until they're roughly the same size. I then extrude on the smallest setting a small line of black clay to use for the smile. I then kind of move around the line of clay until it's a smile I like. And I like. So then I just pat it down so it can stay in place. And I use that same line of extruded clay to cut 6 whiskers, roughly the same size. And then place them on. And then when you have all your whiskers, pat them down. Alright, looking good. Now before you bake, remember to brush on a mixture of Sculpey Bacon Bond and clay softener, and then you bake. And then I wet sand once again until smooth. Alright, on an awkward note, I didn't like the size of the eyes, so I cut out the eyes for smaller eyes, and then I rebaked. And we're done! Here is your Ditto Totoro figurine. How derpy! If you want more videos like this, remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye everyone!